Welcome to your mini lesson on the psychoanalytic lens. Psychoanalysis was a field developed by a man named Sigmund Freud in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Freud was really interested in what was going on inside people's minds. From Freud, we get the idea of therapy as we know it today. You know, the kind where you lie on a couch and tell someone all of your innermost thoughts, and they make you better. He believed that people's minds could be divided into three parts: the id, the ego, and the superego. The id is the unorganized part of the brain. Freud thought that this was the part that was most prehistoric. The id simply wants things. It wants food, it wants sex, it wants to create things, and it is fascinated by the idea of death. To keep the id in check, we have the ego. The ego is the part that understands reality. It's the part that tells you sometimes you need to wait before you get what you want. The superego is what we think of as our conscience. It is the moral center of the mind. The superego tries to work in a socially appropriate manner, where the id simply wants what it wants. Freud was also very interested in the idea of repressed memories. He believed that if something traumatic happened to someone in their past, they might bury it, forgetting about the memory of this traumatic incident altogether. This memory would surface later in life, sometimes spontaneously, and sometimes in psychotherapy. Some of Freud's juicier beliefs lay in his ideas about the Oedipal and Electra complex. The story of Oedipus is a Greek myth that revolves around a man named Oedipus, who accidentally murdered his father and married his mother. When Oedipus realized what he did, he gouged his own eyes out. In Freud's version of the Oedipal complex, all boys desire their mothers and want to kill their fathers. The female equivalent is the Electra complex, in which girls desire their fathers and wish to kill their mothers. And there you have the psychoanalytic lens in a nutshell. Let's try to apply it to some good old-fashioned Disney. Here's Snow White. Someone looking through the psychoanalytic lens might say she has some major issues. Would a psychoanalyst focus on A, the exploitation of the dwarfs at the mine, or B, the queen's relationship with Snow White as a result of the Electra complex? The answer is B. A psychoanalyst would most definitely be interested in the relationship between Snow White and the queen. What might a psychoanalyst bring up in an analysis of Snow White? A, the fact that the prince is attracted to her even though she appears dead, or B, the fact that she is always being rescued by men. Here, the answer is A. Psychoanalysts are always interested in people's fascination with death. Finally, would a psychoanalyst be concerned that central to Snow White's beauty is the fact that her skin is so pale, implying that black women cannot be beautiful, or the fact that the dwarfs, 7 grown men, live together and let Snow White care for them as if she were their mother? Here, the answer is B. A psychoanalyst would definitely be concerned with Snow White's relationship with the dwarves. And this concludes your mini lesson on the psychoanalytic lens.